Yes, thanks for staying with us on the Sports Show. Hey, just quickly, I want to get to Hamish Hartland. 190 games with the Port Adelaide Footy Club.
Yep.
10 games away from that magic 200 number.
Yep.
Was there a temptation, you think, by Port to hold on to him, to get him through those 10 games, to get him to 200?
No.
Because?
Because there's no sentiment at Port Adelaide.
Right.
Simple. That's a simple answer, because that's a fact.
Yep.
There's just no sentiment at Port Adelaide.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think it's a good thing. You don't give blokes... It's like giving bloke a farewell game.
Yep.
Why? If you're not good enough to be in the team, why would they throw you around in a...
Is there a touch of loyalty, or is loyalty just...
No.
So then you can't have loyalty back if you don't...
They're still very loyal to Hammer. They will look after Hammer, but as far as football goes, actual playing the game, there is no sentiment at our club.
Yep.
You got to remember, Port Adelaide sacked Ebert.
Yep.
They sacked Cale.
Oh, I'm not arguing that.
They sacked Cale.
But does it make it difficult to have success?
No.
Does it make it difficult to recruit people to your club when they go, no sentiment here?
There's no sentiment at all.
And there's a lot of other clubs that operate that. They're not the only one. We saw Hawthorn do it with Hodge and some of their players. So it's a brutal industry.
I think you have to.
It's a brutal industry, and you have to be brutal. I don't
have to be brutal.
Is he a chance to get picked up anywhere else?
I think he could be. I'd be a bit worried about him, Hammer, because of his body.
Yep.
But I think a club like maybe the Gold Coast could use him and whatever.
His experience could accelerate learning for the younger players.
He's a very good player.
Yep.
It's just his body let him down a little bit over the journey,
which
is really sad because he's a gun, to be honest.
Yep.
So, another club may look at him. Adelaide may look at him. They look at everything else that's on at Alberton.
Well, I think Adelaide would. I mean, they've got rid of Talia Lynch and McKay. Three senior players. It looks like their model is we're getting rid of all the older players. We're going to go young.
They won't look at that.
We're going to live with it. Then Hamish doesn't fall into that umbrella. But I saw it work really well with Brisbane, with Hodge and Birchall coming in, how they were able to do that. So
exactly right.
I don't think Hamish is as good as Hodge. Maybe Birchall, perhaps in that mould where you go, well, can we get him on a good physio program and a good program, different to what the rest of the group are doing, so he's available all the time? I think he would be a smart recruit for the Gold Coast. Yeah. As long as physically his body could stand up to it. Yeah. If they thought that was the case, I think it'd be worth the risk to have him around the club to help them with that, senior kind of player. I think he'd be good for that.
Missed a fair bit of footy this year.
Yeah, he missed too much. And well done to him. It's been a great career. Daniel Ricciardo, first place finally, mate, at the Italian Grand Prix. You know I'm a Daniel Ricciardo fan, mate.
That's
Drinking out of the shoe. What do you make of that?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, each to his own. But, when you get a bloke like Daniel Ricciardo drinking out of a shoe, and then you get a fella like Mark Webber picking up the shoe and doing it himself, you know that it's okay. You feel I don't mind it, mate. I really don't mind it.
I'm thinking for all the money they earn, they could drink out of something better than a shoe.
That's right.
You'd think someone would have a couple of glasses for them, but it is fantastic.
Sports guys, I like the guy that's a little bit different.
So do I.
And I think Ricardo is that.
Yep.
If you look at his interviews, he's got that big beaming smile.
He loves what he does.
Whether he runs last or... Hey, mate. I'd be pretty happy too. I'd have a big smile on my face too.
Someone gave you a McLaren to drive around while you're driving for them. That's true.
Right. So I just think, good on him. Good on him for doing that and having a win because he needed it.
Yes, he did. He's been under a bit of pressure. Yep.
He's been under a lot of pressure.
Nasty crash, mate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, coming over the top.
That's close, isn't it?
That cradle, mate, that saves their lives has been fantastic.
Well, and look who it was. Hamilton Verstappen.
Well, they were both happy about it.
Yeah, they were delighted.
Whose fault was it? No, it was your fault. No, it was your fault. No, it was your fault.
That's right. You landed on top of me. That's right.
Makes it hard to make it my fault, doesn't it?
That's right. But, they are two adversaries. They're two guys who would, are battling for the championship.
Yep.
So... good on Ricardo. Well done to him. I was very pleased for him.
Yep, I was too. Another Aussie did well, mate. Sam Stozer, 37, winning in the doubles again with her partner, 6-3, 3-6, 6-3. Of course, she won the Aussie Open in the doubles 2019.
That's her game now.
That may be her game. So it's fourth doubles Grand Slam for her. I didn't realise that. She won back in 2005 the US Open, 2006 French. Maybe that's where Sam needs to be to enjoy her tennis now.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Good on her. Because any Australian that wins anything, I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Delighted.
She's copped a lot of criticism over the journey, Sam, I reckon.
Well, because Sam, sometimes Sam plays some unbelievable tennis.
Yep.
And then other times she plays like me. So where does that...
I've seen you play. I don't reckon she's that bad, mate.
That's right.
I think she's a little off the boil, mate. I don't think she's down there.
But if you know what I mean.
Yep.
She's very hard to pick.
Yes.
Sam Stozer is very hard to pick because I like watching the Aussies in action at the US Open and the golf and all the gear.
Yep.
But I think she's disappointed me more than a lot of players.
I think it's because she's performed poorly at the Oz Open. I think that's why
that's
people have been on
yeah,
her a little
thing,
bit.
yeah.
So maybe it's one of those ones she performs better away from home than she does at home. So
and that's a point. And that happens to a few Australians. Fair point.
One Aussie it doesn't happen to, mate, is Dylan Alcott, of course. The Golden Grand Slam for him, mate. He has cleaned up everywhere.
How does he get beaten, Phil? How does he get beaten?
I think he said he was tired after Tokyo and that was it for him. This was the big one, the US Open. He's done now. Had to get a mental coach in that he borrowed from the Aussie girl. Sorry, I've got a blank.
Savage?
No. Our super Aussie female tennis player. Ash Barty. He got it off of Ash, borrowed her mental health coach. And Dylan said that helped him a lot. And then this is it for him. I reckon he saw in Tokyo that he was starting to get some players coming through now. He's getting tired. The new group's coming through. You know, I think he said, I'm getting out while I'm on top. I'm tired. I've had enough. And he has been fantastic. He has
unbelievable,
been
mate.
Just brilliant. Someone said to me the other day, I can't warm to him. I said, why not? Oh, he looks a bit arrogant. I said, where's he been arrogant? When? Where's he been arrogant? At Tokyo, mate, he embraces the guy who challenges him the most. I haven't seen that at any stage.
No.
Where maybe he's a little bit arrogant in his ANZ ad, but I think he has to be in that one. But, you know, he's been a bit smart in that one. I couldn't see it.
No, me either.
If you had to pick an Australian right now, Australian of the year, who would it be for you? Is it Ash Barty?
I think so.
Yeah.
First cab off the rank.
I think it's a sports.
So. Yeah,
for a sport.
I think so. First cab.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. You know, Dylan's up there.
No, I think first cab off the rank. Ash Barty.
She's been
and he'd be up there, you're right.
He'd be up there. Anyone else? You know, I mean, we couldn't put Daniel in there at the moment.
No, you couldn't put Ricardo in there. No, I think Ash Barty.
All right, Brownlow medal's around the corner, mate. Who's going to get it?
I'd go for... I'm looking at Petraka. I think Petraka might win the Brownlow. From Wines...
Ollie Wines is going to be close.
And Bontempelli.
Bontempelli's good, isn't he?
Great player, mate. He's a super player. I just think that I'd love to see Ollie win it. Obviously, I'm a Port man. Love to see Ollie win it. Don't know whether he can. Think Boak might whip some votes off him. Then again, Oliver might whip some votes off Petraka. And then again, McRae and Hunter and and Libber might rip some votes off of Bont. So it's a very open one. The smoky is Jack Steele, St Kilda.
Jack Steele. Yeah, why do you think he's a smoky?
Because every time St Kilda win a game, he's the best player. Or second best player.
Where's Maxi Gawn going to finish up?
Maxi, he'd be up there.
I reckon he's the sleeper for me.
Okay,
and
that's a good sleeper.
It'll be interesting to see whether he can back up on his 5-goal performance in the grand final as well for me. You know how you just love watching some players play?
I love watching Max.
I reckon...
I'm the same, mate.
And I was talking to a couple of people that have a lot to do with Maxi, how people judge him as, you know, just a big... silly, big, friendly guy. They're actually saying he's really smart. And he comes across as that jovial guy, but I think he sees the game really well. That gets lost. But we saw Collingwood a couple of years ago do that. They had a guy kick 5 goals and then they got in the grand final, didn't get anything for them. Did Melbourne have a game where you go, wow, 5 goals there, wow, you kick off the left snap, wow, off the ground. Did Melbourne have those moments where you think you see 2 a game and suddenly they had 10? Do you go, that's not going to happen again in the grand final?
Well, you know.
Or does it?
Well, it could, couldn't it? I mean, I think the Bulldogs' biggest problem in the grand final is Max Gawn. Because Bulldogs haven't got any ruckman.
So then who's the biggest problem for Melbourne? Bontempelli?
Midfield.
Midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're so good. They're so slick, mate. They are as slick a unit as I've seen. If you take your mind back, mate, to round 12, whatever it was when we played the Bulldogs at Adelaide Oval, and the Bulldogs beat Port by 28 or 30 points or whatever, I said on this program, they are the best side I've seen against Port, no problem. Well, last weekend doesn't change my mind one little bit. If anything, they were better. So if they take that form in to the grand final, they'll push Melbourne, no problem at all. Melbourne haven't won for 60-odd years.
64 to be exact.
Well, okay, there you go. So, you know, the Bulldogs are now riding on, 216 we did this, we'll do it again. So they're riding on that one. The Melbourne boys are under a lot of pressure from a lot of people. So it sets it up for a great grand final. But I think Max Gawn could be the difference.
Yeah, I think he is the difference, no doubt.
But gee, the Bullies were good, mate. Oh, they're so good. They were very good.
I know we touched on it at the start of the show. Did people not give them enough respect? You know, I mean, they kept saying how bad Port played. Did they not notice how well the Bulldogs played?
I thought that.
Yeah.
'Cause I got onto social media pretty quickly because of all the flack that Paul was taking.
Yeah.
And just said, hey, stop. How about we give credit here to the opposition? Because they were extremely good.
Yeah.
Not good, extremely good. They were way more skillful than Port Adelaide in around the contest. Some of their hands, mate, their handball and whatever around the were just brilliant. Absolutely. I was sitting there, they go, whoa, hang on, how good was that? How good was that? I said that 5 or 6 times early in the game. And you think, oh, wow. You know, and I'm talking about a guy like Bontempelli getting the footy and going like that. Over his head. And knowing that Hunter, McRae and all that, Blibber are there. And he was hitting them on the chest. Yeah. And then Hunter would get the ball, do the same thing, bang, bang. Port had no hope of getting the footy. Yeah. No, they just couldn't get the footy.
It's a funny thing, if you can't get the footy, you can't win.
Well, you can't win.
Hey, just quickly, SANFL, mate, Glenelg, or the Eagles for you?
Gee whiz, that's a tough one. I'm going to go the Eagles. Yep. Purely because they're playing. Yep. Glenelg had a bit of a whoop last, and Port knocked them off in the last minor round game and blew their record out of the water.
We'll see how you go, mate. I reckon Glenelg deserve to get favourites, mate. They've been pretty good this year. Hey, it's time for us to go, mate. Look forward to your company next week. Bye for now, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed the show.